What's up, guys? It's Rob Sutton with Bike 198, and I kind of wanted to talk today about something that I've really been thinking about a lot, especially as we look into bike prices. And we are really spending way too much on bikes and bike components, and that's not even including the price increases that we've seen over the past couple of years. So let's talk about it. So here's the reality. We're spending way too much on bikes and components at this day and age. And that's not even including what we've been talking about in previous videos about what's happened with the bike industry and basically the industry just gouging people for too much money. The reality is right now we're spending too much on bikes because there's not a big enough delta between a lower end entry level bike and a really high end bike when it comes to performance that you're actually going to feel out on the trail. The lower end components and lower end bikes these days are exponentially better than they used to be in the past. They're a lot closer to their higher end counterparts than you used to see. So guys, what I've been thinking about is right now might be the best time to buy more of a budget oriented bike. And let me explain to you why. First off, when I first started mountain biking back in the 90s, there used to be monumental jumps in technology year over year. And then even within product ranges, there would be a drastic difference from an entry-level item all the way up to a top-level item. I remember when I bought my first suspension fork, there was a big difference between a Quadra 5 from RockShox all the way up to a Judy SL. So when you actually spent that extra money getting upgraded in the product line, there was a vast difference in the way that product rode in comparison with the bottom end line. Now, fast forward to today, most of the suspension forks you can buy, even the ones that are really budget oriented, perform really well. There's been kind of a trickle down technology as well as a plateauing of performance that makes it so your entry level forks and your really high end forks are both really good. So what ends up happening is that increased investment of the product, you don't get as big of a return off of. So if you're buying a Quadra 5 back in the 90s versus a Judy SL, you're getting like 80% of that money in performance. Now that's not the case. Now you're spending that much or more of a delta between the bottom end component and the top end component, and you're really only getting like a 30% return on performance, if that. So what you're seeing with these budget bikes right now is that they're coming spec'd with lower end components like Dior and lower end RockShox. However, all of those components really perform really well in comparison to what they used to be in the past. So your return on what you actually feel out on the trail is a lot less when you go exponentially up in price. So if you look at a bike like the Siskiyou T7 that I have here from Polygon, it rides really well out on the trail for anywhere between $1,500 and $1,700. Then I can get it out on my really high-end bikes as well, and I don't feel that much of a difference like I used to in the past, because it used to be that the budget bikes were pretty bad. And then you got into the higher end bikes and you could tell a really big difference. Now, there's always been that kind of sweet spot where you get as much of a return as you can, like with Shimano XT versus XTR. But now the Dior components actually perform a lot better than you would think they would. And the biking industry has just conditioned us to think, oh no, you've got to keep on going out, get our higher end components. You're going to tell a big difference out on the trail, when the reality is that's really not the truth anymore. Your performance level for the components, percentage-wise, going up through the line is not nearly the gap it was in the past. You get a lot more of a bike out of these $1,500 to $2,000 bikes than you do out of your $8,000 and $9,000 bikes than you would think. It also provides you a platform that if you want to upgrade over time, you've already made the investment in a strong platform that you can then upgrade components as you see fit that actually give you more of a result on the trail. And guys, I am going to do another separate video of what I would upgrade in what order that gives you the biggest return for the investment in a future video. So be sure to subscribe on that one as well. So guys, I want to hear what you think. Are you looking at these really expensive bikes still, or have you tried running some of these bikes that are in the $1,500 to $2,000 range and seen how great they actually perform on the trail? Hit up the comment section below and let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to Bike 198 for more videos like this in the future. And until then, on to the next one. Thanks guys. See ya.